this lesson, you're going to be using your portrait that you took last week in class to come up with a new piece of artwork using your abstracted background layer. We've already opened up our working document that we've been working on for the past couple days. I'm going to go to File, Open, My Computer, Students Drive, Art1 Portraits, and find my portrait from the other day in class. Remember that you can use the thumbnails option to view quickly what the image looks like. Today I'm going to be pulling from this file folder titled Miss Roots Samples. Okay. So I'm going to be adding in this portrait of Nick. Over on my document, I'm going to add a new layer, and I'm going to fill that layer with white. So I'm going to switch my foreground color to white, and I have my paint bucket. Sometimes you may have the default as the gradient tool, and the paint bucket is located under the gradient tool. So I have my paint bucket, and I'm just going to click in my new layer and fill the entire layer with white. Next, I'm going to go to my image of Nick, and I'm going to select all, edit copy, click over my working document, and edit paste to paste in his image. I can use the move tool up here, or V on the keyboard, to move the image around until I have it the way I want it. I may also decide to transform it and change the scale to make it either larger or smaller. Once you have the transformation the way you want it, you can go ahead and commit to that transformation by either clicking the checkbox or clicking Enter on your keyboard. Now that I have my layer in here, I am going to select, but this time I'm going to select a color range. You'll see a new box picks up. I'm going to check the lightest area of his picture, and I'm going to adjust the slider until I have most of the detail that I want. If I go ahead and click OK, you'll see that my selection now is over a whole range of the photo. I'm going to click down to my white layer and add a layer mask by clicking on the Add Layer Mask button at the bottom of my Layers palette. It looks like a rectangle with a circle inside of it. You can now see that my layer mask has been added based on my selection. If I turn off layer 6, you can see where his face now shows through with the image. I can change this. I can change the color simply by clicking on my white box on my layer and then using my paint bucket tool to change the layer or change the color. And I get a completely different look. If I'm not happy with that layer mask, I can always drag just the layer mask, click and drag down to the trash can. I could say that, nope, I don't want to apply the layer mask. I just want to go ahead and delete it. I can go back to my layer 6, and I can select a new color range. You may find it easier to go to Image, Adjustments, and change your image to black and white. Make sure though that you are on layer 6, Image, Adjustments, black and white, before you select your color range. Now when I select my light values, you can see that I have a more clear picture of where those light values are, or the dark values. I'm going to go ahead and select the inverse this time to give you a different option. Now I click down to layer 5, add my layer mask, Turn layer 6 off, and you can see the difference there. Once you have your finished artwork the way that you want it, you can go ahead and save. To show you what this looks like with black filled in, there's an image a little bit more with normal tones as we would typically see it. Go to File, Save As, make sure you save it to your H drive.